Welcome to the Meredith Show. Today we have a treat. You're going to meet the woman behind the scenes who makes us all look fabulous, LA's brand photographer, Cindy Green. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Meredith. I'm so excited to be here.
First of all, I know you have a passion for photos, but you have had a journey, my friend, to getting to this career. And I love on the Meredith Show to start at the beginning. So you were born here, but kind of grew up in Mexico.
Yes.
So when you returned to the U.S., it was quite an adjustment.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I like to think of this season in my life where I truly learned resiliency. But yeah, we had to make ends meet with my parents. They started from scratch. So there was a moment in time where we truly just had to make ends meet. And that meant that we had to go to parking lots after hours, which is at night. And during the time I was a kid and I was helping my parents clean the parking lots because we just needed that extra income to come in. Yes.
Unbelievable. So you're a hard worker from an early age.
Oh, yeah.
And your parents taught you that. You know, I love it when people share adversity on the show because now you're shining, literally glittery and sparkly today. This is your branding. These are your colors. Mm-hmm. How did you make the move to become a branding photographer? I believe you started in weddings?
Yes. So I started about 10 years ago, and I started in weddings, and I love that. I love photographing couples, but as we all know, during the pandemic, everything stopped, and I think we all have a pandemic story. So my story was that I was pregnant during that time in 2020, and all weddings were stopped.
So business, boom, halt.
Yes.
A lot of people like me who are professional public speakers had no income. They just watched everything cancel.
Yes.
Cancel. Similar?
Yes, similar. So I truly went through just complete stop. But I like to think that I feel because I was pregnant with my daughter, there was this sense of like empowerment. Like I need to hone down and decide where I'm going to move from here. And so at that time, branding, I had heard about it here and there. And so it kind of interests me. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this out. And there was this woman actually that approached me and they're like, hey, can you do a photo shoot for me? And I said, I've never done that, but yes.
Yeah. You have to start somewhere.
Yes.
So saying yes is where it begins. That's how I've learned.
Yeah. So in that time, I said yes, and let's do it. And I kind of did some research, kind of figure it out, and we did it. And that was my first branding session. And actually, this woman wanted to cancel me the night before.
Oh no!
Because she was so scared.
She was nervous.
She was so nervous, and I was like, okay, just show up tomorrow. And we'll go step by step. And so she shows up, and I can tell in her body she was tense, she was nervous. And I said, you know what? I'm going to guide you the whole way through. So just follow my direction. And looking back, I remember her as she was following my direction. It's like she just became a different woman.
Wow.
And she just became alive. And I really truly saw her being empowered during the session. She was timid and nervous, but as I was guiding her, I had the energy going. It's like she changed before my eyes. And I was marked, and I'm like, this is what I want to do.
Now you were hooked, I guess, because empowering women is a really rewarding thing.
Yeah.
And when you really step into the light, as we like to talk about in the show, and allow yourself to shine, it's not easy.
Yeah.
I can actually tell you the last time I did a photo shoot prior to recently was like 10 years ago. Oh. And then I gained a few pounds. So my story was I'll wait for the perfect weight. Then I wasn't feeling well the day of my photo shoot. And just like that lady, I almost canceled. And can I tell you, my friend who did the photo shoot made me laugh. It's like the photographer who helps you to feel that you can do it no matter what your story is, right? Like my story was, I want to be 10 pounds lighter. I always want to be 10 pounds lighter. And I know somebody watching at home, you might want to be 10 pounds lighter. Don't wait.
Exactly.
Your time is now. Like speak to these people because that was me. And I got some of the best photos of my life just by saying yes when fear was telling me no.
Yes. And that's the thing that I always like to emphasize is that the time is now. It's time to be seen now. If you're worried about your 10 pounds or whatnot, there's ways to pose you. There's outfits to wear that help you look good in camera. So I always encourage people, don't wait. And one of the things is that I always see in my clients is that when they see their images, they're not talking about the 10 pounds. They're talking about, wow, I can't believe that's me.
Yeah.
And so I love that. And I think it should be for every woman to, stop putting excuses, just to show up and do it.
Yeah, show up for yourself for a change. We are so quick as women to take care of our children, take care of our families, and put ourselves last. Yes. And I have to add, you are a very proud mother. Yes. How many kids do you have? 2?
Yes, I have 2 kids. So it's my son. He's Reggie the 4th. He's named after his father, his grandpa, and great-grandpa.
Love that.
And my daughter is my Emma Evergreen.
Oh.
Yes, and I love them. I just can go talk about being a mom all day, but they truly inspired me. Well,
speaking of them inspiring you, I think you're an inspiration because a mother who's empowering people every day couldn't possibly be a better role model. Mm. And I want to say for you, I think it's interesting. I know a lot of people work in the wedding world and there's a lot of love there. But what do you love most about branding? I mean, I think showing people in their unique individual personalities must be so much fun.
Yes. So, one thing that I truly love is that every woman has a story. Every woman has something to share. So to be able to portray that and capture that in photos, I believe it's truly empowering for the individual because now they don't have an excuse to hide, but they can truly show up. And now they have images of themselves that speaks to their brand. And another thing is that I challenge women, you have to be the face of your business. You have to be, your brand has to be you. It has to be your face. And so when you step into it and you truly become that woman that says, you know what, I am going to show up. I'm not going to make excuses anymore. Is that you truly come alive. And when you have this gallery full of images, it's like you are motivated to actually show up.
Speaking of showing up, I think that the other part of that, which is beautiful, you mentioned being passionate about storytelling. Like as a journalist, lifelong lover of telling good stories, I have seen people make radical, amazing changes and connections just by showing up and putting themselves out there. For example, we're in this gorgeous showroom, but there is a wonderful lady and gentleman behind this that was their dream and vision that made these beautiful products available to make this a one-stop shop, for example, for design and kitchen and all things for contractors, for instance, interior designers. And I mention all this because people want to know who they're working with. They want to appreciate, respect you, and build relationships. And if they don't know you and you're not putting yourself out there, you're never going to make it really big.
Yes, and absolutely. And just to talk a little bit more about that, is that people want to know who is behind the business. Like, who am I, doing business with? They want to know, how did you start? And when you start telling those stories, is that people begin to make that connection. Like, wow, like that's a powerful story. And they begin to build that trust. And not only that, but you have the opportunity to show up in a way that it's elevating. You're not showing up as, and one thing that I always like to challenge my clients with is that we're going to capture you 5 years from now. Where do you want to be? Who's that woman? We're going to wear those outfits. We're going to do that makeup. We're going to do those settings. And I truly believe it becomes empowering in that sense too.
Yeah, we have to see it done. I absolutely believe it. I call it manifesting. There's a little magic involved. When you really hold a vision. And I actually have to say, and I'll tell viewers at home, that when I'm on stage and I exit, I always take a survey. The number one thing, and I'm a motivational speaker, that people love is hearing my hardships, my mistakes. Not because it's a dark world, because everybody has hardship. Excellent. And if you hide it, people are very suspicious.
Yes, absolutely.
I have to say that people are a little hesitant, as we said. There's always fear around taking their picture. But what about the other side? How do they feel once they not only walk away with the images, but conquer those fears?
So, and again, this is probably my favorite part, and I don't think anybody can know this until you experience it, is that when you see that full gallery of beautiful images, you're in beautiful outfits, you're posed in such a confident and beautiful way, and they actually speak to who you are, it's like you remember who you are. You remember why you started. You remember that woman that started the business and why she did it. And to me, to constantly hear this feedback from my clients is truly empowering.
I have to say, not only is it empowering, it's inspiring, and it's a perfect story of the courage to shine, which is what this show is about. So thank you, Cindy Green. And for those who need a good branding photographer and you're starting to feel the courage bubble up, all the information to contact Cindy is on your screen right now. We hope that what you'll do is take a little time to find your courage to share not only your love, but your story and how you shine. Thank you so much for watching. And Cindy, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
If you liked today's episode, we hope that you'll like us on Facebook and stay connected. You can find us under The Meredith Show there and on Instagram under The Meredith Show. And if you or somebody you know you think will make a great guest, please email us at meredith@themeredithshow.com and my team will set up an appointment right away.